Hi, Nicole. Good afternoon.
Hi, Miss. Good afternoon. I'm sorry.
What happened?
I have, I don't know how to say this in English, cólicos?
Oh, all right. So do you feel bad right now?
Yes. I have been feeling bad since I wake up this morning.
Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. But okay, are you able to have classes today?
Yeah, I think that I can survive.
Okay, it's great. So we're gonna try to do it as the time we have. Ok, vamos a tratar de avanzar hasta donde podamos, porque se ha perdido 20 minutos y tengo otra clase después. ¿Ok?
It's okay. I don't know why my bell didn't ring.
I'm sorry?
I set an alarm and it didn't
It didn't
ring.
run?
Rang,
Oh,
so.
yes, it didn't ring. Yes, it didn't ring. So, well, sometimes it happens. Maybe, I guess, the other day happened the same thing to me, so it was terrible. But don't worry, we're going to try to do it. Okay, so we stop in simple past and past continuous, right? What lesson? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it was in future tense process.
I guess that no, but let me check.
Yes, please. I guess it was in future time process. I'm not sure at all. I don't remember. Let me check.
It was in while, before, until, by the time.
Oh, simple
Future
past.
process.
Was it simple past and past continuous? Yes, it was. Okay. So now we're gonna continue with the lesson, right? So I'm going to share my screen with you, and once you can see it, please let me know.
I can see the screen.
Okay, thank you. So this lesson, it's very easy, right? It's one of the lessons that I consider that the structure, the grammar, it's not difficult at all, right? So we have this kind of reported imperatives. In the future, I can imagine that in three weeks, we're gonna look for the other lesson that is a little bit more complex, right? But before to see that lesson, we need to know how the reported imperatives work. How do they work? So let's listen the audio first.
Hi. Last week, a student asked me how he could improve his vocabulary. I told him to read a lot. I also told him not to look up every word, but to try to guess the meaning. I said to make a list of new words. All the sentences beginning with I told him and I said are examples of reported imperatives. Let's look at this form.
Okay. We have the affirmative. I told him to read a lot. I said to make a list. I told him not to look, right? You're gonna look for those underlined words, and it's part of the infinitive, right? So let's continue with the first point.
We use imperatives such as be quiet to give commands, make suggestions, give directions, and extend invitation. A direct imperative uses the person's exact words. Dean said, be quiet. When we write, we put quotation marks around direct imperatives.
Okay, so let's learn. The first thing that we have to know about this lesson is what is an imperative, right? We have direct imperatives, and you're gonna look for we're gonna look for that lesson maybe I don't know if you have seen something like this. Okay, can you listen to me?
Yes, Miss.
Okay, so as I was telling you, we have some direct imperatives, and you're gonna find this in some books, right? In Spanish, in English, and wherever book you're gonna look for, you're gonna find these direct imperatives, right? For example, we have be quiet. We have the quotation marks, and then in Spanish we know this like citas indirectas, citas directas, para mencionar algún autor, tal vez, para recalcar lo que alguien más ha dicho. Okay, in English it is direct imperatives. How it is structured? We're gonna mention the person who said, I don't know, for example, be quiet, the comma, and the quotation marks. When are we gonna use these imperatives? To give commands, to make suggestions, to give directions, and extend invitations. In other words, we're gonna use the person's exact words. I'm not gonna modify anything. If you're gonna say, you have to take care of yourself. So I'm gonna say, Nicole told me you have to take care of yourself, and I'm gonna write the quotation marks, but I'm using the exact words you said. So we have the reported imperatives where we're gonna find, we're gonna make another modifications, right? In this case, we're not gonna use the person's exact words. We're gonna change a little bit, and let's listen the second point.
We can also report imperatives without using the person's exact words. In this case, we use reported imperatives.
Dean told Jackie to be quiet.
When we write, we don't use quotation marks around reported imperatives.
Okay. Let's see. The use of this is similar. It's the same, but the structure is gonna change. For example, we have Tim told Jackie to be quiet. As you can see, we're not using quotation marks. We're not using commas or something like that. We're gonna report what somebody said. In other words, in our own words, right? If you're gonna say, you have to be careful of yourself, right? So I'm gonna say, Nicole told Anita to take care of herself, right? So as you can see, there are some modifications, but basically is to report what somebody has said. Don't forget that we don't use any quotation marks or something like that. So do you have any question about point number 2?
No.
Okay, thank you. So let's continue. If you have any question, just let me know, right? So let's continue with the third point.
The most common reporting verbs are say and tell. We use say when we don't mention a listener. Dean said to be quiet. We use tell when we mention the listener.
Dean told Jackie to be quiet. He told her to be quiet.
Okay. Where is the structure? Oh, before to continue, we have 2 reporting verbs, right? We have a lot of, but the most the most common are say and tell. If there's a question, you're gonna say ask, right? And then, but the most common reporting verbs are say and tell. The first verb is say. in some cases, we don't want to mention the listener. I know, but I don't want to mention it, right? Or maybe it's the message, right? It goes to someone, a public in general. So then I don't want to mention it. If that's the case, we're gonna use say, of course, in the past, being said to be quiet. As you can see, I don't have any listener, or I don't want to mention it. Being said to be quiet, right? It will be incorrect if I'm gonna mention the listener using said, okay? This is incorrect. So I'm gonna say Dean said, Jackie, no, this is incorrect. Why? Because of the rule, right? If I'm gonna use say, it is because I don't want to mention the listener. So Dean said to be quiet, it's great. But how about if I want to mention the listener, right? Oh, if it's important, we're gonna use tell. So that's the reason why you're gonna find in some movies and then she told me that, or he told me that I was not the love of his life or something like that, right? Why do they use tell? Because there is a listener. Told me, told Jackie, told her, told him, told us, right? So if you are gonna mention the listener, we're gonna use tell in the past form. Dean told Jackie to be quiet. He told her to be quiet. Would be incorrect if I don't mention the listener using told. Dean told to whom to be quiet, right? This is incorrect because I don't have any listener, right? So again, the reporting verbs are say and tell. Said is when I don't want to mention the listener, and I'm gonna use tell when we mention the listener. We use subjects or personal nouns. Okay, Jackie, Dean told Jackie, Dean told Anna, Dean told John, right? Or you can also use the objects for nouns. He told her, he told him, he told us, right? In this case, we're not going to use personal pronouns, subject pronouns, sorry. He told he. No, it's incorrect, right? No personal, no subjects pronouns, only objects pronouns. Told me, told her, told you again, told us, right? Told her, told him, okay? So again, no subjects pronouns. We only have to use a personal noun, Jackie, Anita, John, I don't know. And we have the other option to use object pronouns, but not subject pronouns. You have to take care in that part. So do you have any question until this part?
No,
I'm sorry.
no, the only thing that no, I think that I know that we only have to use say, and it's a rule that we don't have to mention the listener, right?
Yes. When we use say, we actually don't mention the listener. We know who is, but we don't mention.
Okay.
Right? And if you want to mention, or if it's relevant information, then you're gonna use tell. All right?
Okay.
All right, thank you. So let's continue with point number 4.
To report an affirmative imperative, use the infinitive.
Keep your voice down.
Okay, so as I told you, we have a lesson, right?
I told you to keep your voice down.
As I told you, we have a lesson. We're gonna look for it forward, but this is the most easy, right? Because there is the structure is not difficult, right? You only need to use the infinitive. Where, as you can see, as you've seen before, right? We have didn't or something like that. Then keep your voice down. That was the direct imperative, where we found in quotation marks, and then, but if I want to change it into the reported imperative, I'm gonna use the infinitive. Where I'm gonna place the infinitive at the beginning of the reported part. So for the affirmative, I told you to keep your voice down. I told you to take care of yourself. I told you to. Dean said to keep your voice down, right? So all of these reported imperatives are with infinitive, right? We use the infinitive with all of them, right? There is no exception. So let's continue with point number 5, where we're going to find the negative imperative. As you can see, this is a direct imperative, right? We are actually gonna, for example, we're gonna use quotation marks, and this is a direct imperative, right? Where Jackie is using the other person's exact words. But how about if I want to change into a negative imperative? This is a negative one. So as you can see, we're gonna place the infinitive just at the beginning. So let's see.
To report a negative imperative, use not plus the infinitive.
Don't interrupt.
Okay, so now,
I told you not to interrupt.
okay, so now I don't have any auxiliary verb, as you can see. Now we're using told because I mentioned, Jackie's mentioning the listener. In this case, we're gonna suppose, right? She's talking about you. I told you, where goes the negative at the beginning. So first goes the negative, then the infinitive, and then the verb. And that's all. There is no more. I told you not to interrupt, right? I told you not to avoid your jobs. I don't know, right? But the negative goes at the beginning of the reported part or the reported imperative. So that will be everything about point number 4, affirmative, and point number 5, negative. I don't know, Nicole, if you have any question.
No, everything is okay, Miss.
Okay, thank you. Now we're gonna continue with point number 6.
In reported imperatives, we sometimes have to change pronouns to keep the original meaning. Amy, call me later.
Talia told Amy to call her later.
Okay. Before to continue, can you please let me know 5 verbs in its straight form? For example, be, was, were, done. Oh, be, was, were, and been. How about the other 5?
Random verbs.
I'm sorry?
Any verb, sorry.
Yes,
Any-
yes.
Eat, ate, eaten, take, took, taken, have, had, hit, make, made, and mate, I guess.
Okay. Yes, it was great. Thank you. Thank you. It was great. Now we're gonna continue with point number 6. Okay. To keep the original meaning, because that's the point of, right? If I want to report what you said, I have to keep the original meaning. Sometimes we have to change the pronouns, right? For example, if Talia said, Amy, call me later, please, right? But I'm going to listen, right? And I want to report. And in Spanish, it is well known as it is like a gossip, right? Or something like that, right? Because it's a reported, in other words, right? So when we're gonna do that, when we're gonna make a gossip, right? Or not, it's a piece of gossip. We actually change the pronouns, right? So, Amy, call me later. So what does it mean? Talia is talking about herself, right? But John is going to listen, right? And he's then gonna, he's gonna, I don't know, tell to another person, I don't know, right? But he's not gonna say, Talia told Amy to call me. No, because it's not part of John. The only thing that John is doing is to report. He's reporting. So we have to change the pronouns. Talia told Amy to call her. Why am I using her? Because I'm talking about Talia. And I'm replacing this personal pronoun, this subject pronoun with by her, okay? So we actually do that. If you're gonna say, I don't know, or if I'm gonna tell you, what can I say? Take care of yourself, right? Take care of yourself. So another person is gonna listen to it, and this person is gonna report. So how could this person do it? The teacher, I don't know, the teacher told Nicole to take care of herself, right? I'm not using yourself, I'm changing the pronoun. So those little things are gonna help you, or are gonna help us to keep the original meaning. That's the point of it, right? So we have to take care in that part. But I never not, well, it is automatically, like you're gonna start talking, right? And then you already know how it goes, right? So that will be everything about point number 6. I don't know if you have any question, maybe?
No, I understood everything.
Okay, thank you. That's great. And we're gonna finish with point number 7.
We sometimes have to change time phrases to keep the original meaning. Call me tomorrow, Amy. Talia told Amy to call her the next day.
Okay. In Spanish, I guess we don't do that. I mean, we don't change the time phrases, right? We keep like that. But in English, again, to keep the original meaning, we have to change it. If I'm gonna say tomorrow, if I'm gonna report this sentence, okay, Talia told Amy, right? Told because there is a listener, Amy, to call the infinitive, to call, we're changing, right? Alicia is not saying, Talia told Amy to call me. We have to change the object no by her. It depends on the context for sure. We're not gonna say tomorrow. We're gonna say the next day. So we have a list of the time phrases. I'm gonna send you right now to your WhatsApp. You're only gonna look for the reported speech, right? If it's now, you have to change it by then. If it's today, for that day. Here, by there, this, by that, tomorrow, for the following day, the next day, the day after, right? So you're only gonna focus on the 2 first columns, right? The direct speech and the reported speech is something that we're gonna look forward, right? It's not part of the lesson, but the important for us is the first and the second column, right? So, do you have any question, maybe?
Yes. In the sentence, in the point 7, it was not necessary to change the time phrases, right? We can even use tomorrow to answer.
Well, we actually have to change it, right? Because in order to keep the original meaning, right? This is one of the least lessons that we have to keep with it. What do I mean with this? if it's, for example, call me now, Talia told Amy to call her. I'm gonna check the list. So Talia told Amy to call her then, right? If we're gonna change it, maybe the meaning is gonna suffer some modifications, right? I know in Spanish we do that, and it's like Talia told Amy to call her tomorrow, and there's no problem. But in English, it's okay. Of course, in informal spoken, you actually can do it. Why not? You're gonna find it. So, but I prefer to use the all the time phrases, right? Si bien es escuchado en el inglés ya hablado, son muy pocas las veces, right? Es de preferencia utilizar las time phrases para mantener el significado original y así nuestro contexto no sufre ninguna modificación, right? So yes, sí, de que se escucha, si se escucha, es un poco informal, pero muy informal. Pero mucho mejor si se sigue con los time phrases. All right?
Okay.
All right, so do you have any other question maybe?
No?
Okay, that's great. So we're gonna practice right now. And okay, where is it? So I'm going to share my screen with you, and once you can see it, just let me know. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, can you please read the instruction?
Complete each sentence, click on the box and choose the correct answer.
Okay. Number one.
Talia Talia told Nick to be serious. Jackie and Dean but not to interrupt. Nick said to hurry up. Talia and Amy make a reservation for 2 at Valentino.
The second one, make?
Yes.
And Talia told Amy, and where is the structure? Where is the infinitive? If we're gonna use the reported, don't forget that we use the infinitive. So
it's to make.
Okay. How about number 5?
Dean, keep your voice down, Jackie. Dean told Jackie to keep her voice down. Tony and Talia stay objective.
The first one?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Talia, call me tomorrow night, Amy. Last Monday, Talia asked Amy to call her the next night.
All right, so let's submit and let's see how it's everything. And it was great. You've got 7 out of 7, so it is great. So do you have any question maybe about the first practice?
No, everything is okay.
All right, thank you. If you have any question about the vocabulary and then just let me know. And we're gonna finish with this second practice, right? So I'm going to share my screen with you. Can you see it?
Yes.
Can you please read the instruction?
Read each statement, complete the reported imperative that expresses what the person said. Type your answer into the blank.
Okay, so number 1.
Amy, here, Lynn took a look at the menu. She told Lynn to look at the menu.
How about number 2?
Don't order an appetizer. The portions are really big. She said to order an appetizer because the portions are really big.
About number 3?
Be careful, Lynn. That dish is really spicy. She told Lynn to be careful because that dish is really spicy.
Okay. How about number 4?
Don't worry, Amy. I'm used to spicy. Don't worry, Amy. I'm used to spicy food. She told Amy. One moment, please.
Okay.
Okay. Don't worry, Amy. I'm used to spicy food. Lynn is a name of girl.
Yes. Yes, I'm sure. I guess. Yes, Lina, it's a name of a girl. You can actually use a name. She told Lynn.
She told Amy not to worry because she's used to spicy food.
Okay, thank you. How about 5?
Tell me all about Ali and Nick. She told Talia to tell all.
She told, sorry?
I'm confused.
Okay, tell me all about Talia and me.
She told, like, no, I'm confused.
Okay, who is the person who is given the oh my goodness, the instructions, right? The advice could be. Tell me all about Talia and me. She told who? Lynn, maybe? Told her or what?
She told me to tell.
She told me
To tell all about, or to
To
tell
tell-
her? To
Yes,
tell
to
her?
tell her all about Talia and she told me to tell her all about Talia and okay, how about number 6?
Don't leave me anything out.
All right.
She said to not leave anything
Oh,
out.
oh, to not?
Excuse me?
To not?
Yes, to not leave anything.
Is that
out.
the structure, Nico?
Not
Negative?
to, not to leave. Sorry.
Okay, not to leave anything out.
Uh,
7.
don't tell anyone about it.
All right. She told. We have told, so there is a listener, right?
She told me not to tell.
About it. Okay. And how about the last one? Trust me, Amy, I can keep a secret.
She told Amy to trust her because she can keep a secret.
All right.
Trust without a.
I'm sorry. Okay. Do you want to modify something?
No, it's okay.
All right. So let's submit and let's check. Oh no. She said to order. Oh, this was a negative. She said not to order an appetizer. How about number 5 and number 7? Okay, let's check. Give me a second, please. Okay, now let's check. And it was number 5. Oh, where is it? Okay, she told her to tell her, or maybe the conversation it's between Amy, right? Could be me though, right? Could be me. Podría ser también el personal, el object pronoun me. Si es que no tuviéramos tal vez la conversación, right? O si es que tal vez habría algo como you, right? So, en este caso, sí hay. Entonces, si hay el listener, es Amy, right? Entonces, esto sería lo único, y después se ha cambiado tal cual el objeto, así que estaría bien. She told Amy to tell her, right? And the last one, again, number 7. She told her not to tell anyone about it. Okay?
Okay.
Do you get it?
Yes, but in the instructions it's supposed to say in a line you have to take the conversation.
Yeah, already saying complete the report that expresses what the person said, right? So what the person said, so it was between Amy and Lynn, right?
I didn't.
Yes, it's okay. Sometimes the reporter imperative to tell the truth. It gets, it's not difficult, but it's confusing sometimes, right? Because of the person, especially in this kind of exercises, it's kind of difficult to know who is the person, or who was the person who the person who said the instruction, the advice, right? But it's time to it's only a thing of part of thinking, right? And yes, that would be right. A veces suele ser un poquito complicado por el tema de identificar a la persona, incluso hasta los pronombres, hasta los subject pronouns, pero es cuestión de prestarle un poquito más de atención, right? Pero sí, solo sería eso. Tendría, digamos que dos opciones. She told her, porque está hablando acerca de Amy, o mencionar el nombre, Amy. Y lo mismo en el número 7, pero después problemas de gramática, de la estructura no se ha visto, así que solo es cuestión de prestar atención quién es la persona. All right?
Okay.
Do you get it? No?
Yes, I
Any
think
opinion?
no, the next time I will take care of that.
Yes, don't worry. I'm gonna bring some more exercises, right? I was planning to have the speaking moment, but because I have another course, we're gonna stop until this part, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you, Nicole. So if you have any question, just please let me know, right, to my WhatsApp. So yes, that will be everything for today's classes, right? I launched the poll. Can you please fill it? Once it's done, let me know.
Okay, Miss, I have a tournament on Sunday, but I have to wait myself for the competition on Friday, and the time that the association gave us to as a department, it was set at 3 p.m. on Friday. So I have to be punctual there, and I am not going to be able to have classes at that time.
All right, how about if we have classes at the morning?
Yeah, I was going to ask you for that because it's more complicated to finish until 4. So
Yeah.
at what time could be the class on Friday? Just for Friday.
I'm not sure if I have classes at morning. Maybe at 9 p.m. or 10.
Could be 10 a.m.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah.
Don't worry. So on Friday, I'm gonna see you at 10 a.m.
With the same link, right?
Yes. This link is gonna be for all the classes, right? So don't worry. You just join and that's all. And if you're gonna be late, or if you're not gonna be available to join to a class, just let me know to my DM, right, teacher? I have an emergency for this and that, and then we're gonna look for the option to reschedule the class. So, but please let me know, right?
Okay, Miss, it's okay.
Okay, thank you, Nicole. So that will be everything for today. Have a great day, and I'm gonna see you tomorrow.
Okay, thank you, Miss. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.